Alright guys, so as usual, having technical problems, but I think we're recording. God willing, when I stop this video, I will have a recording of it. Where do we begin? Okay, so, let's see. Last video we were talking about Excel here. And I think we're talking about our monthly P&L, this job piece, which we'll talk about soon. I'm going to test this though, because I don't trust that this video is working. So let me just test this and we'll be back. Alright guys, so welcome back to the Canceled Kenny channel. This is probably episode 17 based on what the last video that I tried to record was. And this is probably just going to be an update video. I'm going to go through a couple things. I've worked on a few things over the last probably 4 or 5 days since I've broadcasted. And yeah, let's go through some of this stuff. Alright, so we reviewed this sheet extensively. Yeah, I think a few things. Number one, I definitely want to bring the podcast back. We definitely discussed this on the previous episode, but I want to bring back the business-related podcast and like interviewing entrepreneurs and see what that turns into, and potentially launch this political conservative podcast. That's definitely gonna get me canceled. My name is Canceled Kenny, so I can't say that I'm against that. In any case, let's see what else we have here. And we're gonna work on this initial budget. Alright. Next thing I have to work on are getting the M&A course going. That's a big thing. I think I'm probably going to use this platform called Kajabi. This is something that I tried using in the past that I wasn't super successful with, but I think would be good for the M&A course that I'm trying to launch. So I will probably need some help, but we'll see. And yeah, I should probably work on this tomorrow. Upwork, I'm definitely using. I've talked to you guys so much about Upwork. What is there to say? This is like the place where I get consulting clients and all that. Then I have to figure out Greenfield. Which is my new investment banking practice. That has to be launched with my broker dealer, which is more than likely going to be these guys. So I have to do this at some point pretty quickly. And then I have a bunch of emails to send out to friends of mine, private equity folks, people that I've been in contact with that I just haven't responded to in a long time. I want to send them a big too, so we'll do that. And then also, I want to figure out how I can do a video podcast easily. Let's just do it. Let's try YouTube for that. Alright, this Riverside thing coming again. Both #1 ads. I've never heard of Riverside, so Let's see what this is all about. I'm gonna pull this real quick so I don't get demonetized. All right, let's check this. Let's check this thing out. That doesn't help. Oh, come on. Try that.
Welcome back to My Face and My Voice. My name is Brianna. I'm the head honcho here at Bambi Media. And today I'm going to tell you my favorite remote recording software for podcasters, and that is Riverside.fm. I'm going to give you a bit of a review as to why this is my favorite out of all the subscription-based remote recording options for podcasters out there. Whew, that was a bit of a mouthful. And we're going to get Alex in today, our lead designer, to give you a little bit of a taste of what it actually looks like to set up your recording session in there and what it looks like once you've actually recorded and what you get back. I'm just going to be using the standard plan here that allows me to get up to 4K recordings, which is very important to me because we have a beautiful setup here, so I want to make sure it's actually used. All right, so let's jump into
Have you ever wanted to record a podcast or interview with guests in person with you and others remotely online? This kind of hybrid setup can be challenging. You want separate, clean audio and video recordings for every participant. You want everyone to be able to see and hear each other at the same time. And ideally, it's nice to use the Riverside app for recording. And again, Riverside, full-length recording from that camera loud in the room through a speaker. Riverside's USB audio interface into the...
It's so complicated. I think I could do this on Zoom. Record podcasts, multiple, I guess Zoom. Bro, these guys have the best ads. Let's see what she has to say.
Create an amazing website with Fiverr. You'll need your web developer, UX writer, and Amy.
How can you record your podcast if your guest or co-host lives far away? Today, it's easier than ever to record high-quality audio remotely. But I've noticed that a lot of smart hosts are still missing key steps in the process, even if they have the right tech. That's why today I'm excited to share my favorite tools, equipment, and strategies to help with your next remote podcast recording. Hey, I'm Melissa, and welcome back to Wit and Wire, where I help creators turn their skills and passions into profitable online businesses. I've been interviewing guests remotely for, I think, 4 years. And as the host of both Everything is Teachable and the Wit and Wire podcast, I had the opportunity to interview guests in Spain, Australia, and third, I'll answer some of the frequently asked questions. As we're recording remotely, I always prepare a recording platform. This is Zencastr, and I'm going to talk about the differences between the two recording platform. This is probably the tool, something that you'll want to have as a reference, and I personally use tool number 4, and that's your remote recording platform. This is probably the tool of the hour, the reason you clicked into this video, because you're wondering, how do I actually do this recording with a guest or a co-host? The purpose of your remote recording software is to, of course, capture browser on their computer. This is really nice because they don't need to log in, they don't need to download anything, and as soon as they click, they'll be in the room with you. And before you start the recording, you'll be able to do a little bit of a sound, one audio file per recording audio and video. And you do get 2 separate files per person. So if there were 2 people in the recording, you would each have an audio file and a video file. Now it's the third setting that I think learning more about the differences, a file stay is crucial. So 2 popular options are Google Drive and Dropbox, although there are others like Box. And as long as you have one place where all of your raw audio files and edited audio files live, then you should be in great shape. But I would definitely...
All right, record video podcast remotely. I still think Zoom is probably going to be the way to go here, but we'll We'll figure this out as we go. Why is this so hard to figure out? Maybe this is why so many video podcasts are still in person. Because technology is not there yet, but still. I think I could do it with Zoom. Ask you shall receive.
It's 2021, so you know that Zoom is a big part of our everyday lives. We're using it to replace in-person meetings, and we're using it for interviews to record podcasts with video. There's so many different ways to use Zoom, and this past year, everyone realized just how much benefit the platform has. Our team uses Zoom every single day, and we're not alone. According to Statista, Zoom's revenue increased 369% in just one quarter. They have literally exploded in growth. Here, with that horrible scratching, you need it to look professional. Then stick around to the end of the video. App, a pair of headphones, internet speed test, a high-res webcam, a USB mic, and if you're in a pinch, you can also use the mobile app with a cell phone. One thing to note is that while you can sign up for a free account, there are some limitations. If you have 2 or more people and you want to record for more than 40 minutes, you're going to have to upgrade to the $15 a month plan. Depending on your situation, it's definitely recommended. To get good audio, you're going to need a good pair of headphones. It doesn't really matter what quality or style they are, just that you have them. One of the common mistakes people make is recording the sound coming out of their speakers through their microphone, which creates really bad echo. Simply wearing a pair of headphones or earbuds during your recording will help solve that issue. It might seem strange, but you'll also want to do an internet speed test before you start your call. Most recording tools like Zencastr require you to have at least 5 megabytes per second of upload and download speeds. But the good news is that if you use the double ender method we mentioned in this video, you can get clear audio even if your internet connection is spotty. If you're using a laptop, you'll most likely have a built-in camera. But if you're able to upgrade to a higher quality webcam, we'd really recommend it. This is a great example of a small investment paying off in the long run. I'm using the Logitech Brio 4K webcam, which is about $200, and it's a really huge difference in quality from my laptop camera. The other nice thing about an external webcam is that you can move it around. You can set it and position it really well so that it looks just right. While it's not critical, we also strongly recommend you get a USB microphone for your recording. While your laptop or phone have a built-in mic, another small investment into a USB mic can have a huge payoff. And it doesn't have to be expensive. For under $100, you can get the Audio-Technica ATR 2100 or the Samsung Q2U. Both are dynamic microphones, which are great for podcasts because they only record what's right in front of them, so you won't record as much background noise. It's a small investment that is just going to make your audio quality sound so much better. So those are all the pieces you'll need to get your recording started on the right foot. So now let's talk about the next steps needed for your Zoom call. When it comes to recording environment, there's 3 things.
One program that I rely on fully for my business is Notion. Notion is an amazing collaboration tool.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about how to record an interview or meeting in Zoom conference software. I thought this would be a really quick one, but I've gone into a bit of detail about getting the audio right, post-processing your audio, thinking about the look of the video, and a few other tips and tricks on how to set up Zoom. So this video is just a little bit longer than I would have expected, but I hope you will find it useful. If you want to record interviews using that, you'll automatically adjust the microphone, look at the video settings on the internet, on YouTube, and compared to yourself. I'll show you why in a minute, but for each participant, there's a distinct difference in the volume of recorded in Zoom. Just digress a bit and talk about and troubleshoot should your computer or Zoom crash, and all mashed into particular things, a whole heap of things, all for what I want. But I have put the radio on so we can. What it's going to do is start off by pinning this video here. So now if I show you the video,
so we'll probably go with Zoom.
That Zebedee
podcast going again. Again, the podcast that I used to run, which I showed you guys on the previous episode, can be accessed here. Boom. This used to be called Startup Financial News, hence SFN. Let me see if this is still up. Yeah, that's not up. Okay. Gotta get the personal setup again. But regardless, this is the podcast that I used to run. I want to get this going again. Maybe I'll start with my last guest host as my first guest host on the new podcast. And yeah, that is going to be a part of this Building $1 Million Business series. So we will have the podcasting element here, online teaching, Upwork, job, YouTube. Yeah, we'll get all that going. Ideas. Yep. Apply for okay, the M&A course, sure. Content, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, yep. All right, so a lot of work still to be done, but we're heading in the right direction thinking about these things, and I think that the more content we generate, the better off we're going to be. So yeah, tomorrow, try and focus on using Kajabi to create the M&A course I was talking about, fix the Upwork profile, and get an assistant to apply for jobs there, Greenfield, clean this site up, and then eventually get it on Stonehaven, get the video podcast platform set up, how we're going to do that, bring that back, and then what else are we missing? And then, oh, that's content. Oh, gaming. Yeah, I want to get the gaming part going. If you guys tuned in probably 2 or 3 episodes ago, I mentioned that I tried starting gaming segment or gaming channel for Canceled Kenny or whatever, and the content was not saved, unfortunately, so we will have to start that up again. So I want to incorporate that here, but again, it's going to take the recording platform that I use to capture that content, and if that works, we will use that. If not, I'm going to start streaming on Twitch or Kick or Rumble, I believe. YouTube, Twitch, Kick, TikTok, Rumble. Yeah, okay. So we'll start streaming on one of these because streaming is a big part of where I'm seeing entrepreneurs today killing it, and I want to be a part of that. So anyway, this whole project is a project in discovery. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea where this is going to go. So far, I think all these episodes suck. I apologize if you've been watching them. I do hope they turn into something that is useful or fruitful or beneficial to anybody watching. But for right now, I have no idea where this thing is going. So thanks for tuning in. If you're tuning in and you're liking it, awesome. If you're tuning in and you're hating it, I don't blame you. But I still appreciate the views. So in any case, I'm going to end this episode, which should be episode 17, and I will see you guys on the next one. Adios. All right, guys, so I'm wrapping episode 17 on the Canceled Kenny channel, and as I was listening to...
Live from the most powerful city in the world, New York, this is Startup Financial News with your host, Julian Meyer.
All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of SFN, Startup Financial News. Today is October 25th, 2019. This is episode 320, and folks, welcome back to the program.
I realized I want to bring this show back
this week. Well, today, you'd be correct. All the major indices have closed up.
They think that obviously, software companies command higher valuation. So almost any company out there is going to try to dress themselves up as a software company. I was making this joke recently about how if you just slap .io after your name, you're a tech company. So that's what a lot of them are doing. It's ridiculous.
I'm rewatching or re-listening to this podcast.
How did they convince investors? How did they convince the general public that they were a fucking software company? Let's be honest.
That's going to be.
And for those of you that hate me right now, don't listen to the show. Okay, don't listen. Because this is the fact. These are the facts. This is the
All right,
truth.
I'm gonna have to
We've
stop
seen it
it.
on paper now that the economists, that the financial professionals, that the people that actually have to value these companies said, wait a minute, this thing is worth $8 billion, not 47. So, folks,
Yeah,
you
I
can
think
pretend and sit there all day long and say,
this
oh,
is going to be a
Julian
big
is
part of
such
the
a mean
show.
host. He's so pessimistic, whatever. This is
And we'll have to
vindication
see
for
where
me,
it
folks.
goes. But listening to it got me excited, got me reinvigorated to get it going. So pay attention to this, and we will figure out where this fits in the P&L. Also, a couple things. Figured out how to mess around with the video here. I can do a big circle, a small circle, full screen. Oh, who wants to see that? But I'm having fun doing this whole canceled Kenny thing. And again, I think I mentioned it in the episode 17 video segment anyway. But my next big thing is getting the M&A course going so that I can piggyback on what I have built on Udemy. So let me see here. Almost 40,000 students, 1,600 reviews, 4.5, 4.3. Awesome. Podcast has 4.7, only 40 ratings, but we had 20,000 listeners at peak. So I definitely want to get this stuff going, and hopefully that's what we're going to work on in the next few episodes to get this thing going. So yeah, see you guys in episode 18, and thanks for tuning in, and hope you're having a great night and this wasn't too boring. And if you're watching these videos, thank you, because that's awesome, and I really appreciate you guys. So adios, see you on the next one.